Yes, let us start the session. So previous class, the basics were discussed. So yesterday, these basics were completed. Yes, today topic about interpreter and compiler. We should discuss about difference between interpreter and compiler. See, interpreter and compiler. This topic we should discuss today. Yes. Yes, interpreter. Interpreter. Interpreters. Interpreter and compilers. Interpreter and compiler. So interpreter about is about interpreter and compiler. About interpreter and the compiler. Okay. Yes. See, both are used to convert. Both are used to convert from high level language. High level language to binary code. High level language to binary code. Yes, interpreter and compiler. And compiler. Yes, both are used to convert from high level language to binary code. Both are doing same job. Yes, interpreter and compiler. Yes, interpreter and compiler both job, but some difference. What's the difference here? Interpreter and compiler both are to convert. Both are used to convert from high level language to binary code. Both are doing same job, but some difference is there. What is the difference here? What's the difference? So today topic is interpreter versus compiler. Yes, interpreter versus compiler. Let us see about interpreter versus compiler. Yes, interpreter versus compiler. So what's the difference between interpreter and compiler? First, let us see about interpreter. How interpreter is working. About interpreter. Okay. See, for interpreter, I'm taking some Python. Some test.py. Python script. Yes, Python is the interpreter based language. Python is the interpreter based language. Python is the interpreter based language. Yes, how Python script working? Python is the interpreter based language. Yes, how Python is working? Let's see. Python. D drive. Yes, Python, mndrop Python folder. Yes, here Python script, some test.py script is there. Some Python script. D drive, mndrop Python. Here this is a Python script. Python script. Yes, how it's working? How it's working? Let us see. Yes, Python script development for this purpose you can use PyCharm here. Yes, we are using PyCharm. Yes, in our big data applications we are using PyCharm for the Python script development. Okay. Yes, using PyCharm little bit difficult to understand. Just I'll explain using Notepad. Then easy to understand. Very simple program. Just a small piece of program taking here. Very simple program. See here Python. D drive mndrop Python folder in this test.py file. So D drive. So go to D drive. CMD open command prompt. Open command prompt. After opening command prompt, D colon, that will take to D drive. That will take to D drive. CLS to clear the screen. That shows the coordinates of D drive. DER, that shows the all the coordinates of D drive. DER. Okay, that shows all the coordinates of D drive. Okay. Now here, see what is DER. Enter key. See, displaying all these sites. See here, this DER means directory. All the directories. MN drive is a directory. MN drive advanced drive is directory. MN drive AWS. MN drive Hadoop. MN drive Java. All the directories. Directories. DER means directories. DER means all the directories. Same thing GA. Same thing GA in D drive. See this. MN drive, it's a folder. MN drive advanced Java folder. MN drive Hadoop folder. MN drive Java folder. Folder directory both are same. Folder directory both are same. Folder and directory both are same here. Okay. See in GA calling as folder, it's a folder. In GA, it's a folder. Okay, in character interface calling as a directory. Okay, both are same. Calling as directory. Folder directory both are same. Okay. In GA, it's a folder. In character interface, a directory. Folder directory both are same. Okay, directory is similar to folder. Directory is similar to folder. Both are same. In GA calling as folder. Yes, in character interface calling as directory. See, so this is GA. Graphical user interface. It's a GA. This is character interface. This is character interface. In character interface, all the commands. Using commands in GA using mouse, you can operate. User friendly. GA. This is graphical user interface. It's a graphical user interface. This is character user interface. Not DR output here. See, these all are directories. So this DR means directory. So these are directories. Directory folder both are same. Next, what is this DR? Anyone idea? Yes, guys. What is this DR? This DR stands for what? Yes, what is the DR? The DR stands for what? Yes, anyone idea? What is this DR? That command DR. What is that command DR? Yes, at the command prompt, command. Yes, command DR means what? What does it mean? What is a DR? See, so this is DR means directory. These all are directories. What is this DR? No idea? Yes, guys, no idea. What is this DR? No idea? Okay. Okay, I'll tell you. So what is a DR? Command DR means not a directory. Don't say directory. This is not directory here. So DR, the DR stands for disk. Yes, information, disk information, disk information report, disk information report, disk information report. That command DR stands for disk information report. Disk DR means disk information report. Now this command shows the contents of disk. So disk information about disk, information about disk. Disk contains what? Volume D drive data contains this is. So this is data in the D drive. So disk information report. DR stands for disk information report. Disk information report. Okay, fine. So DR, command DR, the command DR. Okay, stands for disk information report. It shows the contents of disk. So DR output, CLS, clear the screen. DR output is disk information report. All that report is mentioned. Okay, fine. Next here, see mndraw Python. See next folder in D drive mndraw Python folder. Yes, mndraw Python is a directory. Now we should go to this location at the command prompt. Go to mndraw Python. Yes, it's a directory. How to change to this directory? Change of directory. CD is a command. CD that. Yes, mndraw Python. CD mndraw Python. CD mndraw hyphen Python. Right? Yes. CD means change of directory. Changed. CLS. dir output. Okay, so this is Python directory contents. Now here this is test.py file. Test.py. Yes, notepad, test.py. See, open it. Yeah, this is Python script. Yes, what is the purpose of the script here? See, a equal to variable a, variable b, c equal to a plus b. So addition, performing addition, next subtraction, next multiplication. This is simply Python script here. Python script. Okay, save and exit. Save and exit. Now, how to run this? Directly can run it. No errors checking, nothing. Directly running can. Test.py. Directly execute it. Suppose if it is C program, first of all you have to compile it and checking for all the errors. If it is C program, first of all you have to compile it, checking for all the errors. If no errors, then you have to run it. But in case of Python scripting here, directly submitting scripting, directly submission and running here. No errors checking, nothing here. No errors checking, nothing. Okay. Yes, how the script is working. Let us see about how the script is working. About the script, how the script is working. Okay. Yes. How this Python script is working. So Python is the interpreter based language. How that Python interpreter is working. About interpreter, how interpreter is working. Let us see this. See here in Python script, first statement. This is a first statement. So next statement. So next, there are some statements like this. In Python script, there are some statements like this. There are some statements. So next statements, next statements. So next, like there are some statements. Let us say this is Python script. Some statements. Yes, how interpreter is working. Yes, this is script. On the script, how interpreter is working. Yes, about interpreter. Topic is about interpreter. Yes, how interpreter working. See, interpreter checking first statements. Interpreter checking first statement. Suppose first statement is correct. Okay. Suppose first statement is correct. First statement is correct here. Simply interpreter converts that first statement into binary code. Zeros ones format. First here they are scripting statements here. So these are statements here. See this scripting statements. See first statement, next statement, next statement. Every line is separate statement. Next statement, every line separate statement. Next statement, next statement. Like this. Python scripting statements here. Statements. So here first statement. Suppose first statement is correct. Suppose for example, first statement is correct. If first statement is correct here, that first statement simply converts into binary code. Interpreter checking for the first statement. Interpreter checking for the first statement. Interpreter checking for the first statement. If first statement is correct, it converts that statement into binary code. Zeros ones format like this. Zeros ones format. Okay, this statement given to processor. So processor taking that code here, then executing generating output for this. Generating output. Yes, after finishing. So first line checking over first line checking. Suppose if it is correct, immediately converts into binary code, then generating output. Generating output here. See, next coming statements may be right or wrong. See, next coming statements may be right or wrong. Interpreter never think about next statements. Interpreter never think about next statements. Next coming statements may be right or wrong. Interpreter never think about next coming statements. Yes, if the statement is correct, yes, converts into binary code and generating output. So first statement completed. First statement completed. Checking first statement correct and converts into binary code. Then generating output. So first statement completed. So next, after that, checking for next statements. Checking for next statement. Suppose next statement also correct. Same process. Next, that converts into binary code and generating output. So what is happening here? Line by line. Checking first line, then executing. Checking second line and executing. Checking first line if it is correct, converting into binary code, generating output. Yes, checking first line if it is correct, simply generating output. Second line checking if it is correct, generating output here. Next third line checking here. Next third line checking here. Third line checking. Next third line checking. Third line checking. Okay. Suppose something wrong here. Suppose third line something wrong. Suppose third line something wrong. What happens? something wrong here, something wrong, simply stops. Simply stops. This is working of interpreter. See, checking first line, if it is correct, generating output over. First line completed. Checking next line, correct, completed. Execution completion here. Next, checking the next line. Suppose something wrong, simply stops. Simply stop. This is working of interpreter. Simply stops here. So it won't go to next statement here. Any error comes, interpreter stops. Any error comes, interpreter stops. Yes, it won't go to next statement here. Never go to next statements. If any error comes, simply stopping there only. Any error comes, stopping there. Any error, stopping there. Okay, let us see that. Yes, notepad, notepad, test.py. Okay, series A equal to 10, B equal to 20, C equal to A plus B. Suppose something here, some comma missing. Suppose comma missing. Here double quotation missing. Suppose here bracket missing. Totally there are 3 errors in this program. Small script but 3 errors are there. Small script but 3 errors. Save. Save and exit. Save and exit. Now here run it. Just running here. Running that script here. Python this is Python interpreter. Now Python interpreter directly, yes, executing the script here. Direct execution. No errors checking here. Directly execution. Interpreter execute the script directly here. Yes, it won't check for errors. Okay. So first of all, checking for errors. No, it won't check directly execution. Serious. What's happened here? 7th line error. So at 7th line error, once error comes, simply stop. Right? It's not showing next coming errors. It is not showing next errors. Yes, only one error. Any error comes, simply stops. Any error comes, simply stops. Here error, simply stop here. Now let us correct this error. Correction of this error. Correction. Yes. Now this error correction is done. After correction, what happens? Save. Save and exit. Save and exit. Now again, see this. Now 11th line error. Means it's showing only one error. Yes. 11th line. Previously 7th line, now it's 11th line error. That means only one error. Just showing only one error here. Only one error. Just showing only one error. Okay. Now let us correct this error here. Correction of this error. Double quotation missing here. Save. Save. And exit. Save and exit. Yes. CLS clear screen. Now run again. Here again see 16th line error. That means showing only one error here. Showing only one error. Showing only one error. Okay. Yes. Now correct this mistake and now run it here. Yes, everything is fine. Now running here. Okay. See this. Sorry. Now let us run this one here. Yes. Successfully completed. Here this is interpreter working is like this. Interpreter working is like this. Interpreter working is like this. Okay. So interpreter, yes, line by line. Interpreter checks the code line by line. First line is correct, then executing, generating output. Second line correct, generating output. Next line something wrong, simply stops. So interpreter, yes, interpreter checks the code line by line, even output also line by line. So first line completion, second line completion, third line something wrong, simply stopping there. So interpreter executes program line by line. It's a line by line execution. So interpreter working is line by line. So this is about interpreter. Okay. Next, let us see compiler. How compiler is working. For compiler purpose, I am taking C language. For compiler, just I am taking C language. I am taking C language. C compiler. Let us take compiler. 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 Yes, C program. For this, I am taking just C program. C program. C program. Suppose some test.c. Yes, how it works. C program. Yes, if it is compiler, how it works. If it is compiler, how it works. Okay. So first of all, compiler check for the first statement. Compiler checking for the first statement. Suppose first statement is correct. Even correct, it won't convert into binary code. No, it won't convert immediately. It won't convert immediately. Next, checking for next line. Next line is correct. Even correct, it won't convert. Yes, next checking for next line. Suppose something wrong. Something wrong. So error yet some line. Error yet told line. Okay, after that, checking for next statement also. Even error comes here, go to next statement. Checking for next statement. Suppose next statement is correct, then checking for next statements. Checking for next statements. Next statement also correct. Then checking for next statement like this. So compiler checks the whole program from top to bottom. Compiler shows yes, compiler checks whole program from top to bottom. Suppose one more error, yes, error at this line here. Next error. Okay. So compiler shows all the errors in the program. So compiler checks whole code from top to bottom. Interpreter is only one line checking. But compiler is whole program from top to bottom. Compiler checks whole program from top to bottom and shows all the errors. It shows all the errors. This is working of compiler. Okay, compiler checks. So compiler checks all the statements from top to bottom. So compiler checking all the statements from top to bottom. It checks all the statements and shows all the errors. Shows all the errors, right? So compiler shows all the errors from top to bottom. But interpreter is how many? Only one error. Any error comes, interpreter stops. Interpreter shows only one error. But compiler, it shows all the errors. See, compiler also will discuss. I'll show C program. I'll take C program for the compiler. I'll explain it. Okay. Yes. So checking all the errors from top to bottom, right? Top to bottom. Next, we should correct the errors. Correction of errors. Correction of errors. So this is the statement. Correction of the statement. Yes, correction of this error. So correction of all the errors from top to bottom. After correcting, next recompilation. Okay. Suppose after compilation, everything is been successfully completed. Compilation process over means errors checking completed. Compilation means checking for errors. Suppose everything is fine, successfully compiled, everything is fine, then what happens? What is next step here? If everything is fine, if no error message, if no error, then compiler yes opens another file. If no errors, then compiler opens another file. Compile opening another file. Just compile opening another file here. After opening another file here, yes, compiler converts this whole code. This all the lines. Compiler converts this whole code into binary formats like zeros ones formats. So every statement, top to bottom, all the statements converts into binary formats. Just convert into binary formats. Write to another file. That all the top to bottom, all the statements converts into binary code, binary formats, zeros ones formats, system understandable language. This whole code, that complete code converts into binary format. This complete code converts into binary format and write to another file. At this file, see tested.c, converting to binary code and write to another file. That file is a exe file. That file is called as exe file. That exe file is given to processor. So processor taking that exe file, executing, generating output simply. That's it here. So what is happening here? Compiler checks the whole program from top to bottom. Compiler checks whole program from top to bottom. If no errors, generating one exe file. That exe means executable file. That executable file submitted to processor. So processor taking that exe file, generating output simply. That's it. See what's the difference of that here? See interpreter. Line by line converted, then execution. Okay, first line conversion, then execution. So line by line like this. Simple line by line. First line conversion, then execution. Next line, second line conversion, then execution. Third line conversion, then execution. Any error, simply stopping. So line by line converting. But in case of compiler, what's happened here? See, checking all the lines from top to bottom. If no errors, generated one exe file. This is exactly difference. Compiler generates exe file. Compiler generating exe file. Interpreter never generates exe file. So interpreter never generates exe file. Line by line executes. Your code, that Python script directly executing. That script code, yes, your code test.py. source code. The source code executes directly. See what's happening here. Source code executing this is source code. This is called a source code. This is called a source code. Okay. This is called a source code. Our program is source code. This is source code. So this source code executes directly here. Okay. The Python interpreter executing source code directly. No exe file concept. Directly source code executed. Suppose if it is C language, what happens? Compiler based one exe file generates. Exe file generates like this. Let us see. Let us see C language also. C program. Yes, C program. Yes, Windows based C language. Windows based C program. C. This is C program in this. Yes, main function. Yes, main function. Yes, now this program compiling. Compile success. Success, no errors. And run it. Yes, first number 10. Second number 20. Addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Okay. So here C program. Program to add, subtract, and multiply two numbers. Adding, subtracting, multiply two numbers. This is compiler based. It's a compiler. So first of all, compiler. Yes, compiler. Compilation. Just to compile. See, Alt C. Compile option. See that compile menu reach. Here compile option. Yes, success. Press any key, success. Now run it. Program running can run option. Run, right? Yes, first number 10. Second number 20. Yes, addition, subtraction, multiplication, right? Yes, how it's working. Let us see what is happening in backend. See backend. Yes, behind of this Turbo C, what's happening backend. So this is Turbo C environment. What is happening backend here? C math.cpp. C++ and C both are same. C++ and C both are same. So math.cpp. Here it's a math.cpp. Backend, Turbo C backend. Yes, C drive installed here. C drive, TC pin. Instead of pin, here math M. Yes, M. See math.cpp. 1 second. See here, this is math.cpp. Yes, let us open and see that. See, program to add, subtract, multiply two numbers. Backend open here. Backend open. 1 second. Just a minute. I think it's not saved. Save. Math.cpp. Yes, open the backend here. See here main function like this, right? So this is math.cpp. So math.cpp. Okay, math.cpp. Yes, how this is working here? First, let me compile. Alt C. Now compile. Compiles. Successfully compiles. No error. No error. No error, right? No error. Okay. Yes. Suppose no error. Now run it. When you're running this, what happens here? See this. This backend, something happened here. See, application. This math.exe was just not generated. See, 6th Jan, 8 o'clock, 8 minutes. 8 o'clock, 8 minutes. Just now this file created. What is this file? Right click, property. Check the properties here. What is that? Math.exe file, .exe file. Application is exe file. Yes, exe file generated. It's created exe file. See, application is exe file. So one exe file generated for this math.exe. That's the C program converted into exe file. Exe file generated. That exe file executing now here. Exe file. Okay. Exe file executing. Exe file executing. That's it. Okay. Suppose there are some mistakes in the program here. In this program, some mistakes. See here, suppose here semicolon missing. Suppose here some bracket missing. Suppose here some comma missing. Okay, suppose here double quotation missing. Some statements. Okay, suppose here comma missing here. Okay, suppose here semicolon missing. Some statements are missing. Okay, suppose here printf bracket missing. Suppose here semicolon missing. Yes, now Save. I'm saving. Saved. After saving, now let us compile. Alt C, compile. See this errors. How many errors? There are 11 errors. Yes, interpreter is only one, but here all the errors from top to bottom. Yes, press any key, press any key. So enter key pressing here. See this errors. See at the bottom, 14th line error. See math.cpp error, 14th line error. Next 18th line error, 22nd line error, 25th line error. Yes, all the errors. 29th line error, 30, 31 line, 36, 38, 42. Yes, the errors, right? All the errors. It's showing all the errors from top to bottom. Compiler shows all the errors from top to bottom. See that? Compiler. This is showing all errors. So compiler checks whole program from top to bottom and shows all the errors. It shows all the errors. So compiler checks all the errors from top to bottom, shows all the errors. 11 errors. Now let us correction. Let us do the correction here. Yes, 1 second. Correction. Yes. Yeah. So next here comma missing. Okay. Yes, here scanf, here double quotation missing. Yes, printf, here comma missing, comma missing. Okay, here semicolon missing. Okay. Yes, next printf, here bracket missing here. Next here get.ch, semicolon missing. Compile. Yes, still one more error. Still one more error. See these errors here, bracket missing. Okay, compile. Compile success. Success. Okay, success. Okay, see here backend. In the backend, see math.cpp is there, right? Math.cpp. 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 See here. Here's some mistake. Now compile. 1 second. Let me save it. File here. File saved. Saved. Alt C compilation error, right? Yes, nothing happened here at the backend. No change in the backend. Just math.cpp as it is here. No changes. Okay. Yes. Now correct that mistake here. Semicolon. Now save it. Save it here. Yes. After saving, compile. Now I am compiling. See, some object file generated. Program successfully completed. Program successfully completed here. Some object file generated. What is this object file? I'll explain. Wait for some time. I'll explain. Okay. Yes. Press any key. Now run it. When you try to run it here, yeah, that object file converts in exe format now. What is object file? What is exe file? We'll discuss. Wait. I'll explain. Now run it. Run it. Now it is generate one exe file. See this backend. See exe file generated. Suppose if any error is there, this exe file won't generate. If any error comes, this exe file won't generate. Now here, no error. Everything is fine. No error message. Everything is fine. So one exe file generated. Exe file generated. Okay. First number 10. Second number 20. Yes, addition, subtraction, multiplication. This is working of C compiler. C compiler working is this. Compiler working is like this. So compiler checks the whole code from top to bottom. If no errors, generating one exe file. That exe file executes. Okay. Yes. Let me show one more example. Linux based. Let us go to Linux base. Linux. Yes, Linux. Yeah, Linux my favorite. Because Linux in real time most of the times, yes, almost every time I used to work on Linux base only here. Java projects on Linux base, Hadoop projects on Linux base. So different things Linux. Real time production environment is always Linux only here. Windows no one using. Okay. See, previous class we discussed Windows is not a secure OS. Windows is a secure OS. That's the reason most of the projects running a Linux base. When you working on real time environment, always Linux will be there. Okay, production environment, all the applications running on Linux only here. Development is Windows base. For the purpose of development using Windows base, but actual production environment is always Linux base. Linux base. Okay. Yes, login into Linux base. Yes. Yes, no Linux. In Linux you can see, yes, practically. Linux you can see now practically. Linux. So step by step development you can see practically here Linux. See, Linux. Yes, you guys don't think about Linux commands. Just you think about compiler. Just you understand compiler. No directory M and raw. Here some files. C program files are there. Remove. Start. Delete it. See here test.c program. Zedit like Windows Notepad. Linux is Linux Ubuntu Linux base. In Ubuntu, gedit is like a notepad, Windows Notepad. Gedit test.c program. Yes. Open here. Now C program. Same addition, subtraction, multiplication. Okay. Suppose here this program, some mistakes here also. Some mistakes. Here are some mistakes. Okay. Maybe some mistakes. Okay. Here semicolon missing. Saved. And proceed. Now compilation. GCC -c s.c. It's now compiling. GCC means is C language compiler. It's a C language compiler. Linux based compiler. It's ANSI compiler. ANSI. Linux based compiler. Okay. See this. All there's compiled. All there's 10th line, 12th line, 14th line error, 18th line, 23rd. All the lines errors. So compiler shows all the errors from top to bottom, right? See that list of errors. All that list. Compiler showing all the errors. Okay. Compiler showing all the errors. Okay. Yes. Now let us correct all that mistakes here. Test.c. Yes. Mistakes here. Semicolon missing. Okay. Here double quotation is missing. Yes. Next here double quotation missing. Double quote here. Semicolon missing. Save. Now let us recompile. Yes. GCC -c test.c. Yes. Still one more error. 14th line. Yes. Print of semicolon expecting. Okay. Yes. Here also down arrow key, up arrow key is up arrow key. Previous comments like a DOS, like a command prompt. Here also. Okay. Up arrow key. Yes. See here. Main. Yes. Int A B C. Yes. Here semicolon. Here the semicolon missing. Save. Okay. On recompile. GCC yes compile no error. See this. Same test.o file generated. Object file. Now this object next it has to convert to exe format. GCC yes -o yes project is exe name. Okay, test.o. Yeah, this name you can give anyone. That's your choice. Just I'm giving project. The result exe name is project exe. Yes, see this project exe file generated. The green color is exe file. Green color is exe file. Now this exe file running here. So exe file running. See this. Yes, addition, subtraction, multiplication. Okay. Yes. Doesn't work in directory M and right here. Project exe file generated. It's exe file. That exe file executing. Project exe file executing. Dot slash project exe file executing. Right? Yes, is the exe file. See, Linux is a command to check the type of the file. See, what's the type of this file? File command. File is a command to check the type of the file. What's the type of the file? Executable file. Yes, the Linux based executable file. Linux version this is. Linux based exe file. That project exe file contains what? Let me show that. Gedit project exe file. Yes, opening that exe. I'm opening exe file. Yes, opening exe file. Opening exe file. Just see that. This is exe file. This is exe file. Yeah, that kind is what binary format, zeros and ones format. That exe file. Yes, exe file. Binary format. Binary format. 1 second. Yes, binary format. Zeros ones format. Binary format. So exe format is binary format. So exe file generated. That exe file executing simply. That's it here. So this is difference between compiler interpreter. See, in case of interpreter here, yes, interpreter, no exe file, direct executing. Yes, see this is the test.py file, no exe files in this. See this, no exe files here. That Python script directly executing, source code executing directly here. No exe file concepts. Okay, no exe file. So interpreter never generates exe file. So this is difference between exe file and difference between interpreter and compiler. Difference between interpreter and compiler. Yes, let us see all the differences one by one. Let me compare this interpreter versus compiler. That comparison. That comparison. Yes. Let us see that comparison here. Yes, interpreter. Interpreter. Next compiler. Interpreter and compiler. The differences. What's the difference between these two? Interpreter versus compiler. This. Let me compare this. First, interpreter. Yes, interpreter. Yes, it checks the code. It checks the code. It checks the code line by line. It checks the code line by line. Yes, compiler. Yes, it checks. It checks the code. Checks the code from top to bottom. From top to bottom. From top to bottom, right? Yes, it checks whole code. It checks whole code. Whole code from top to bottom. From top to bottom. Okay, so the first difference this is from top to bottom, first difference. Okay, so interpreter checks the code line by line, only one line at a time checking here, but the compiler checks all complete code from top to bottom. Okay, right? Next, interpreter output generates output line by line. First line correct, then generating output. Next line correct, generating output. But in case of compiler, what's happened here? One exe file creating. Exe creating, that exe file executes and generating output at a time output here. That exe file generated, that exe file executing at a time, not line by line, at a time, at once. So at a time output here. So it's a at a time output here, at a time output. So at a time output. Okay. Yes. Next difference. Yes, interpreter. It shows only one error. It shows only one error. Compiler interpreter shows only one error. Compiler shows all the errors, from yes, from top to bottom, from top to bottom. Okay, yes, from top to bottom. From top to bottom. Okay, so here, yes, interpreter it shows only one error at a time here. Okay, it shows only one error at a time. Okay, it shows only one error at a time here. Okay, interpreter it shows only one error. But compiler issues all the errors from top to bottom, all the errors from top to bottom, all the errors from top to bottom. Okay. Next, most important point is exe file. Exe file. Yes, it does not. Yes, interpreter. Yes, it does not generate. It does not generate. It does not generate exe. Exe file. Yes, interpreter. It does not generate exe file. Compiler. It generates exe file. It generates exe file. This is main difference. Okay, interpreter does not generate exe file. Interpreter does not generate exe file. Compiler generates exe file. Interpreter does not generate no exe file. So compiler generates exe file. Correct? Yes, next difference. See interpreter. Yes, it executes source code. It executes source code directly. It executes source code directly. It executes source code directly. See this source code, right? That Python script directly executing, no exe file. Directly source code executing. It executes source code directly. Yes, what is compiler? Yes, it executes exe file. It executes exe file. So interpreter, it generates, see compiler generates exe file and executes exe file. It generates exe file and executes. Yes, interpreter, no exe file. It does not generate exe file. Only source code executes here. Okay, interpreter, it executes source code directly. Compiler, it executes exe file. It executes exe file. Okay, right? Yes, next. See, interpreter based languages are called as scripting languages. These are scripting languages. They are scripting languages. Scripting languages. Compiler based are programming language. They are programming languages. Scripting language and programming language. Scripting means that can be modified anytime. Script. See, Python script. Yes. Open Python script. Yes, open and modify. Anytime we can modify. Script. Anytime we can modify. Yes. Anytime we can modify. See, modify. Only addition, subtraction. Suppose I want again here. Again. So I should add it. Adding. Yes, again. So anytime this can be modified here. The script can be modified anytime here. Anytime can be modified. But when come to C programming, yes. See here, this exe file, right? Exe file. Exe file. See that exe file. How can you modify? So really, if you want to modify the programming here, you have to open that actual source code. You have to modify the source code. After modification of source code, you have to rebuild it. You have to rebuild the project here. You have to rebuild that here. Recreate, regenerating, rebuilding the exe file. You have to rebuild it. It's a lot of process, lengthy process. But scripting means simply just open and modify. That's it here. It can be modified easily. Scripting means that can be modified at any time here. Scripting can be modified anytime, but programming you cannot modify. You can't modify. There is a lot of process. There is a process for this. Okay. Next, scripting language examples. Scripting language examples. Best example, Python. Python. Next, HTML codes. See, Python. Python has its own interpreter. HTML, hypertext markup language. HTML, hypertext markup language. Yes, HTML is a browser understandable language. HTML code. HTML. Yes, advanced Java. 1 second. Yes, advanced Java here, HTML for here, HTML file. Some login. So this is some login script, HTML script. This is script. Okay, script. Okay, directly running script here. Double click and open. No exe file. Directly script running here. Yes, it's open the browser, right? It's a browser understandable language. HTML is a browser understandable language. HTML is a browser understandable language. Yes, browser is an interpreter for the HTML. For HTML, browser is the interpreter. Browser. It's a browser understandable language. Okay. Next, in Linux, this is shell scripting. Linux, we can develop some scripting, shell scripting. Linux shell scripting. Next, JavaScript. JavaScript based language. JavaScript is not a Java. JavaScript is not a Java. JavaScript is different. Java is different here. See, JavaScript using at the client side. Java using at the server side. JavaScript. See, here some form we are submitting, right? Here some forms, registration form we are submitting. Behind of this is JavaScript. So the running inside the browser. Java means server side. Server side. Okay, client side, server side, the topic we'll discuss next. Okay, so JavaScript. Next, PHP, also interpreter based language. Perl scripting, interpreter based language. All scripting languages. Scripting languages are interpreter based language. Programming language examples. C language. C is a programming language. It's a compiler based. C++ also programming language. Compiler based. .NET. Right. So these are, yes, interpreter based language and compiler based language. Okay. See, in case of interpreter based language, don't have exe file. See, interpreter. Yes, interpreter. Interpreter. Yes, interpreter based language. Interpreter based language. Interpreter. Yes, interpreter based language. Interpreter based language don't have exe file concept. Don't have. Yes, don't have Don't have exe file concept here. Don't have exe file concept. Okay. Interpreter based language don't have exe file. Compiler based here. Yes, always exe. Everything is an exe file here. Yes, always executing exe file over here. Yes, here everything is exe file. Always exe working here. Here, interpreter based language don't have exe file concept here. Yes, compiler based. Yes, everything is exe file. Always exe file is working. That's all. So that's the difference between interpreter and compiler. Difference between interpreter and compiler. Yes, you guys are maybe wondering. See, explain this trainer explaining about everything very Java. He's not talking about Java. Yes, this trainer MN Rao is always talking about different kind of things. Very Java. He's not talking about Java. That's a yes, maybe doubt. Yes, maybe doubt. Yes, maybe $1,000,000 question from your side. Now let us see Java. Java, is it interpreter based or compiler? Now let us start Java. Now I'm starting Java. Okay. Java, is it interpreter based or compiler based? Java, is it interpreter based or compiler based? Anyone can you answer this? Anyone idea? Anyone idea about this? What is Java? Is it interpreter based or compiler based? Yes, Virender, compiler. Subham, compiler. Next. Yes, Java, is it interpreter based or compiler based? Yes, Mahesh, compiler. Abdul, compiler. Yes, someone saying that both. Who is that? Yes, Rekha saying that both. Okay, next. Gaurav, compiler. Patil, it's both. Mohan, compiler. Yes, okay. So Java depends on what? Is it interpreter based or compiler based? Okay. See, I'll explain the topic. I'll explain about Java, then you decide it. How Java is working, how Java program is working. I will explain. Okay, after you decide it. I will explain, then you decide it finally here. Okay. Now let us see Java here. See, except Java. Except Java. Yes, in other languages. Except Java in other languages. Except Java in other languages, what happens? Except Java in other languages, what happens here? Source code, maybe C program source code or Python source code or C++ source code. Source code means this is source code. This program is a source code. C program or Python scripting, Java code. It's a source code. That is the source. As our program is a source code. Our program called as source code. Our program is source code. Okay. So what happens here? Except Java in other languages, source code converts into binary code. Source code converts into binary code. That binary code given to processor. So processor taking binary code, then generating output. This is what is happening in other languages. So what is happening with other languages? Source code converts into binary code, that binary code given to processor, and finally generating output here. That is, yes, what is happening in other languages. Now in Java, what happens here? If it is Java, what happens? In Java, what happens here? First of all, source code converts into one byte code. Source code converts into byte code. That byte code converts into binary code. That binary code given to processor. That binary code given to processor generating output here. Processor generating output. Now what is happening here? In Java, there are two steps. Source code to byte code to binary code. Other language only one step. Source to binary code, only one step. But in Java, what is happening here? Source code converts into byte code to binary code. In Java, yes, intermediate code, byte code. 1 second, let me have some water. See, in Java, some intermediate code is introduced here. Why byte code introduced here? This is to make the Java as independent platform. Yes, main purpose of bytecode is to make the Java as independent platform. Okay, to make the Java as independent platform, bytecode was introduced. Yes, we'll discuss. What is independent platform? We'll discuss. Wait. Okay. Yes. Source code converts into bytecode. Who will convert from source code to bytecode? For this step is by the compiler, Java compiler. This step by the Java compiler. Okay. Next, bytecode to binary code. Bytecode to binary code. This step by the Java interpreter. This step by the Java interpreter. This is by the Java interpreter. Java interpreter. Java interpreter. Okay. Java interpreter. By the interpreter. Java interpreter. So first step, source code to bytecode by the Java compiler. Yes, bytecode to binary code by the Java interpreter. Okay. See, let us see that example, Java example also. Exit. Suppose Java D drive. Support test folder. Yes, in this test.java file is there. Okay, fine. D drive. Yes, CMD command prompt. Yes, D colon go to D drive. Yes, what is location? Yes, test folder. D drive test folder. Folder means directory. Okay, so you can DR. See this D drive. D drive contents. D drive contents. Here is a test directory. Test directory. CD change of directory. Test CD test. CLS. DR contents. Okay. Yes, test.java, it's empty file. Okay. Notepad, test.java, test.java. Yes, open this, nothing empty file here. Yes, one second, public. Let me write a program here. Public class, test, starting ending, class starting ending here. Okay. Yes, public. Yes, static, void, main method, string, square brackets or string array of args. Okay, starting main method, ending main method. Wait in this code. System dot out dot yes print ln hello world, hello world, hello world, hello world. Semicolon. Save control yes, save it and exit. Okay. See, understanding purpose I'm using notepads. Actually, in real time project development or our daily class, I'll be using Eclipse. In our daily class, I'll use Eclipse. Okay, yes, notepad, no one using in real time. Never using notepads. In real time, always, yes, Eclipse only here. Yes, in our daily class, I'll be using Eclipse. I'll be using Eclipse. Never using notepads. Okay, never using notepad. Always Eclipse. For understanding purpose, now I'm using notepads. Okay, D here, not D here. See, test.java program, the program file created. Yes, 8:37 p.m. Yes, 6th Jan 2022. 6th Jan 2022, 8:37 p.m. Okay, just now created this file. Now let us compile this. See here, only .java file, like a .c program, .java, .py Python, like a .java. No compilation. Java sim Java compiler. Java sim Java compiler. Java test.java. It's compiling. Yes. Now Java compiler checking for all the errors. Java compiler checks for all the errors. If no errors, then generating dot class file, not exe file, generating dot class file. Dot class file generated. So what's happening here? So your source code, first source code, test.java, test.java. So this is source code, right? Test.java. Sorry, test.java. Yes, it's a source code. So the source code, right? This source code given to Java C, Java compiler, right? Java C is Java compiler. So the test.java given to Java C, Java compiler. Java compiler checking for all the errors. If no errors, generated one bytecode file, generated a bytecode file, bytecode. So tested dot class file generated. Tested dot class file generated. Okay, tested dot class file generated. Okay, after this, now this tested dot class file is executing by the interpreter. This is now interpreter. Dot class file is now given to interpreter. So Java interpreter executing and generated hello world output, right? Program execution by the interpreter, compilation by the compiler, program errors checking by the Java compiler. If no errors, generated a dot class file. That dot class file executing by the interpreter. So what is happening here? So this dot class file given to Java interpreter. It's interpreter. That interpreter. Java interpreter. Given to interpreter. Okay. Given to interpreter. Interpreter, right? So interpreter taking that dot class file here. Java interpreter takes the dot class file, then line by line execution. Interpreter always line by line execution. Maybe Java interpreter, Python interpreter, take any interpreter, taking first line from the dot class file, converts into binary format, that converts into binary format, that converts into binary format, binary code. It's given to processor. Okay, then finally generating outputs. So what is happening here? Yes, in Java, errors checking by the compiler. Java errors checking by the compiler. Errors checking by the compiler. If no errors, then it generates dot class file. It generates dot class file. If no errors, generates dot class file. Okay. Yes, in Java, errors checking by the compiler. If no errors, generating dot class file, right? Next, program execution. Program execution. Yes, program execution means runtime. Yes, runtime. Sorry. Yes, program execution runtime. Who will run the program? The interpreter. Program execution by the interpreter. Program execution by the interpreter. So interpreter. Program execution by the interpreter. So errors checking by the compiler. If no errors, then generating a dot class file. After generating dot class file, the dot class file given to interpreter. So executing by the interpreter, generating output here. So what is happening here? So first step one, compilation process. So here compile involving. Next second step. Yes, interpreter working, right? Okay. So errors checking by the compiler, program execution by the interpreter. Now tell me, Java depends on what? Is it compiler based or interpreter based? Yes, what is Java? So as per this discussion here, now Java depends on what? Yes, so Java depends on what? Compiler or interpreter or both here. Yeah, there are two things involved here. First compiled, later executed. So compilation by the compiler, yes, errors checking by the compiler, execution by the interpreter. Okay, so Java depends on both the compiler as well interpreter. Okay, yes, so compiler as well interpreter. Yeah, depends on both here. So both are involved here. Both involving here. Okay, so Java depends on, yes, depends on both compiler as well interpreter. That's it. So compiler as well interpreter. Java depends on both here. Java depends on both compiler as well interpreter. That's it. That is about Java. Java depends on both compiler as well interpreter. Okay. Now here's some question for you guys. Some question. Okay. Directly I'm asking question here. Question is, can we create exe file in Java? Question. Can we create exe file in Java? Or one maybe question, same question asking another way. Yes, is there any exe file concept in Java? Answer is yes or no. Can we create exe file in Java? Is there any exe file concept in Java? See here in this first compiling. See 1 second. CLS der. Okay, 1 second. L dot class. Okay, deleted that file. Deleted der. So what is first step? Notepad. First step is Notepad test.java. Notepad test.java. Notepad test.java. Yes. So this is writing. First step is writing program. So .java program developed. After developing .java program, Java C compilation. After compilation, result is what? .class file. First is .java, then .class. Now .class executing directly here. .class file executing. Execute right. Now in this process here, yes, in this process, have we seen any exe file in this? See, compilation process, then execution in these steps here. Yes, did you observe any exe file? Yes, guys, have you observed any exe file? Yes, have you observed any exe file in this process? No exe file, right? No, where is exe file? .java is the .class is no exe file. No exe file. So there's no question of exe file in Java. No question of exe file. No question of exe file. See, simple. Compiler interpreter differences. See last point. See the last point. What is last point here? Last point. See, interpreter based language don't have exe file. Interpreter based language don't have exe file. Okay. See, any language, simple here, any language. See, any language, runtime. Runtime is an interpreter based. Runtime is an interpreter based. Okay, any language runtime is interpreter based. Any language runtime is an interpreter based. Then don't have exe file. Don't have exe file. Don't have exe file. Right? See, Java runtime. Java runtime, is it interpreter based or compiler based? Java runtime, interpreter based or compiler based? Java runtime, interpreter based or compiler based? Error seeking by the compiler, program execution by the interpreter. Program execution means runtime, that is runtime. Runtime. Program execution means runtime. Who is executing Java program? Interpreter. So runtime by the interpreter. Program execution by the interpreter. Okay, program execution by the interpreter. So Java runtime is interpreter based. Okay, yes. Since Java runtime, Java runtime is an interpreter based. Is an interpreter based. Is an interpreter based. Interpreter based. Don't have exe. Don't have exe file. Okay, there is no concept of exe files in Java. Okay, yes, no exe file concept in Java. No exe file concept in Java. No exe file concept in Java. Okay, yes, here everything is .class file in Java. Here, yes, Java everything is a .class. Everything is .class file. Everything is .class file. Okay, .class file is not exe file. .class file is not an exe file. .class is not an exe file. Okay, .class file is not an exe file. So what is exe file? Exe file is a binary code file. Exe file is a binary code file, and it's a system understandable language. And it is a system understandable. And it is a system understandable language. It is system understandable language. So what is .class file? .class file is a bytecode file. .class file is a bytecode file. And it is a JVM understandable language. And it is a JVM. What is JVM? Yes, next class topic. Okay. .class file is a bytecode. It's a bytecode. It's a JVM understandable language. JVM understandable language. Okay. See here exe file .class file. So why don't have exe file? Why exe file concept is not developed in Java? Reason, Java is independent of platform. Yes, main purpose to make this Java is independent of platform. EXE concept not developed. Okay, what is exactly EXE file? What is exactly dot class file? EXE file dot class. The topic tomorrow topic. Tomorrow we'll discuss. Okay, so this is about interpreter and compiler, and next about Java introduction. Let us see document. See documents. Difference between interpreter and compiler. See all the points very clearly explained document here. See that in document I have prepared very clearly. Even single pointers not missing. All the points very clearly prepared. Okay. See, Java depends on both compiler. Java depends on both compiler as well interpreter. Yes, in Java errors checking by the compiler. If no errors, it generates dot class file. If no errors, Java compiler generates dot class file. Dot class file is a bytecode file here. Java runtime by the interpreter. See, they are the steps. Same we discussed. Okay, source code to bytecode to binary code. So they are the steps. Okay, source code to bytecode by the compiler, bytecode to binary code by the interpreter. Okay, see Java depending on both the compiler as well interpreter. Java runtime is interpreter based. Okay, any language, see this, any language runtime is interpreter based. No exe file, no exe file. Since Java runtime is interpreter based, no exe file concept in Java. See, can we create exe file in Java? No, answer is no here. No, there is no concept of exe file in Java. No concept of exe files in Java. In Java, everything is dot class file. So dot class is not exe file. Okay, dot class file is not an exe file. Okay, see here, exe file. Yes, exe file is a binary code file and it's a processor understandable language. Dot class file is a bytecode file and it's a JVM understandable language. That's it here. So this is Java introduction. Okay, Java depends on both the compiler as well interpreter. Fine. Now, next features. This topic are discussed. Now we can understand these features very clearly. See, yesterday topic and today topic is the prerequisite to understand these Java features. See, I can explain Java features directly. See, most of the trainers, they will explain simply definitions, start Java programming. They will start Java programming. But my way is not like that here. Very in depth. I'll explain very clearly. Okay, very clearly here. See, to understand these features, that means for tomorrow topic, today's and yesterday's one is a prerequisite. See, yesterday's class and today's class is a prerequisite to understand tomorrow topic. Yes, very interesting. Tomorrow topic is very, very interesting. Don't miss tomorrow topic. Independent platform. Okay, here explaining how exe file working, how exe file is behaving, how dot class file is behaving, how JVM is working, how Java made us independent platform. Okay, all the topics tomorrow we'll discuss. Okay, so tomorrow topic about these things here. Okay, yeah, exe file dot class file differences. What is exactly exe? What is dot class file? The differences. Tomorrow topic. And how Java made us independent platform. Tomorrow we'll discuss. That's all for today. Yes, any doubts? Any doubts? Yes, you guys understanding topics very clearly? Are you understanding topics clearly? Yes, guys. Topics very clear, right? Yeah. So thank you. Yes. Any doubts are there? Just just you can ping them. Okay. Just in ping in chat box. Okay. Or else still doubts are there.